Okay, let's say I want to do analysis on let's say crude oil, Brent crude oil. Let's use cryptocurrency. Let's say I want to do analysis on STZ USDT. So I select STZ USDT and you can see it. Let's say I want to do my analysis on the 4-hour time frame. You choose your time frame, 4 hour. So that's it. So let me go through the various things you have over here. You have your where you see your currency pair. You can also see, you see Tezos Theta US, that is USDT, and you can see it's the exchange of, we are viewing it on right now is Binance. And over here you can see the percentage change in 24 hours, and you can see the current price in US dollar. And so let's talk about these various tools over here. Okay, so this one over here is your, can I just say your cursor that you use to move around the distance. If you are using laptop, you are going to be seeing them. That is your pointers. You see that you are using a cross. I use cross for the app. You see you are using a dot. You won't be seeing it, but if you are using a laptop, you'll be seeing it. Or you are using arrow. So for app, when you are using the app, I want you to always choose a cross. Then let's talk about the drawing tools. Everything you have over here are the drawing tools. You have your trend line. So you use this one to draw your trend line. Trend line is an example of a market structure. You have your trend line. So for example, if I want to draw trend line on this, let's say okay, I will come back to that later. So you have your trend line, you have your trend line info, you have your trend angle, you have your horizontal line, horizontal ray, vertical line, cross line, arrow, ray, extended this thing. So, and you also have more over here. So the main ones that you are going to be using on your analysis is trend line, trend info, horizontal. So these are basically the main ones you are going to be using. And this is one that I highlighted. So over here you have your various tools you can see, but the main one that I'm going to talk about later on is Fibonacci retracement, Fibonacci extension, fifth fan, fifth zone, so I'm just basically going to focus on Fibonacci because it is really a very good tool that you can use to predict market movements. So these are your drawing shapes. So for brush actually helps you to draw lines like this. For example, I want to say, okay, this thing is moving like this. So you see it. So a brush allows you to do that. And okay. So if you want to, and so brush helps you to do that. You have your rectangle. You use your rectangle to highlight a zone. Let's say here. That's how you use your rectangle to highlight. Then which other one there? Rotated rectangle. You use this one to like draw something like a line like this. So that's how you basically use this one. I'm just showing you examples. You use your ellipse. Use your ellipse to draw, to highlight say an area. If you want to circle out an area, you can just use your ellipse Then triangle, you use your triangle to like identify how do I put it, use your triangle to identify things like ascending and descending channels, something like that. So you use it to identify your ascending triangles, chart patterns mostly. Then you use your, I don't usually use this often, but you use it to like I don't know, polygon, draw polygon, this thing on your chart. You use your curve to draw a curve channel. You see, when you say something is following a curve, you use your curve to draw a curve channel. You use your, which other one? You use your double curve. If you want to make the curve double, you can see, you see. So that's your double curve. So these are basically just drawing tools on this, and you use your arc. There's arc too. You see, you just use it. Arc is another form of curve. So that's it about that one. Then let's talk about the test over here. You use this one to write something on your, you basically use them to write on your chart. Then over here you have your different patterns. This one you have your patterns, ABCD patterns, Elliott wave. You have your head and shoulders, double this thing, double bottom, all those kind of stuff. So you have your this thing. You learn about a chart pattern later on. So you use this one to measure your position, long position. For example, you use this one for your risk reward ratio. If you are going long and you bought here, so you use it to know when you want to take profit. For example, your stop loss, the area that is in red is your stop loss. So let's say your stop loss is around here. Your stop loss is this red area. Your take profit is this zone over here. So what it actually means is that you are, how do I put it? What it actually means is that you are using one a risk reward ratio. You are using like $1 to make $6.75 as your risk. You will learn about all those ones later. Then so that is it basically. So now I want to be talking here. Over here is your time frame, where you adjust your time frame. You can see various time frames. So over here is your chart, types of charts. You have your candles, you have your line, you have your bar chart. So let me change this chart to line chart. You can see the chart has changed to line chart. You know, I explained about a line chart. Let me change it back to candle charts. So line chart actually just helps you to identify direction of a trend more easily. But candlestick chart gives you more details because it gives you the opening price, closing price, swing high, and swing low. But line chart just gives you one information, and that's the closing price or the opening price, depending on the one you choose. So you use this one to compare. That is a cryptocurrency or any financial instrument over another, and compare the two movements. So here is where you add your indicators. We are going to discuss about indicators, and this basically it. So another important thing is this one over here. This your price scale. So if you want this upper green here, the 2.5431, that's the current price that this thing is trading trading. And you have a, this is a 4-hour time frame. You have the time, this time that is counting down below here, that's this one. So you have it, this the next is counting down, so it's the next time that another candle is going to appear. Each of these candles you are seeing red, each of them are 4 hours candle. So this countdown timer over here tells you when the next 4-hour candle is going to appear. So you can see it's in the next 2 hours, that's around 1 a.m, around 1 p.m, another candle, 4-hour candle is going to appear. So that's it. We also have you use over here to change your this thing to full screen, to change your stuff to full screen, for example like this, and you use this one to take screenshots after doing your analysis. Let's say I want to take screenshot now. You can see, so I'll just just go to my Chrome browser or any other browser and paste it, then download. So that's it about Tradingview. So now I want to do this thing. I want to show you how to draw support, resistance. For example, you want to draw support, you can use support and resistance. You can use two of these tools over here, horizontal line and horizontal ray. So let me use horizontal line. For support, you want to identify the main areas on your chart. You can see there, 1. I can also use horizontal ray. You can see. So the green line over here is now my support. Support is an area on your chart. When price goes below it, it acts as a barrier to price going down below it. And resistance is an area on your chart that acts as resistance that stops price from going above it easily. So you can see, let's add another. You can use any one of them. So let me just use you can see. So you just look for your major swing points. I'm going to show you more how to draw this later on in this thing. So that's it. So that's it about support and resistance. You can see the price over here is trying to break this resistance. It's trying to break this resistance over here. So once it breaks this resistance over here, the next resistance is over here. So the resistance acts as barrier for stopping price from going up, and support as barrier from stopping price from going down further. So let's talk about trend line. So support and resistance are a type of market structure that you call the horizontal market structure. We have a diagonal market structure, and those ones are your trend line. You can see your support and resistance in this case are always how can I say it? They are horizontal. So let's go down and see for trend lines. So for trend lines, let's see how we can draw. So for trend line, you use this tool over here to draw your trend line. So let's do. So you can see. So trend line is this trend line now. Let me draw the two trend line that I can identify over here. So I'm just using this one to just fast example to pass on the information. So this is it. So this is like your trend line. So price will be moving within That's when you say the price is respecting trend line, and you can see over here it broke down from the trend line. So trend line is a diagonal support and resistance. This one below over here is your support, and this one above here is your resistance. So another thing you can look to add to your charts, another market structure we have talked about, the horizontal market structure. We have also talked about the diagonal market structure. So let's talk about the dynamic market structure, which is the moving average. So for moving average, you go over here, you add MA, you search for MA, and you see it's over here, moving average. So you click on it, 1, 2, 3, depending on how many moving average you want to add. So I just want to add one moving average to this chart, so I'm going to remove 2. So let's do some settings on it. To do settings, you just click on this settings sign. Let me change this to 20 period moving average, and let me make it green. So what do you mean by 20 period moving average? 20 period moving average means that the price respects, it means that the price, the moving average value is taken from the last 20 candles, 20 candlesticks to get the value. That means if the last 20 candles are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 20, you add all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 20, and you divide there by 20. The value that is going to give you, that's the value at this point, at this tip over here, which you can see over here. So that's okay. So that value now becomes your moving average. So let me add another moving average. Let me add a 50 period moving average, MA. So when you type MA, you see moving average over here, MA. So let's say 50 period moving average, 50 period moving average, and let me customize it. Let me use blue color. So this let's use a 200 period moving average. Period moving average. So how do you use this now? So this is dynamic support. This is dynamic support and resistance. The green one over here is your resistance, as long as the price is below it, and the orange color one is your support, as long as the current price is above it. So they are dynamic because